Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode on Jay of All Trades. Today I want to show you guys how I'm going to repair a deck that is sinking. Yes, you've heard me right. This deck is sinking and it creates an unsafe environment. One of the first things you'll notice is that the railing to those stairs is detached from the decking. If we take a closer look, you'll see that it actually snapped out of place, and that is largely due to this extreme gap that we have here where the deck actually sank down. And you can see it from this angle a little bit better, where you can actually see all the way around the pool. Leaving a deck like this can cause injuries to someone's foot, or they can even trip over something. And so we want to correct this issue before it gets worse. So let's take a look at the bottom of this deck and see what we're dealing with. So one of the first things that I notice is there is some 4" by 4" beams here, and these are pressure treated beams and they go directly into the ground. I'm going to be installing new beams to solve this problem, and my plan is to leave these current beams in place while I install the new beams. Altogether, I'm planning to install 8 new beams, 4 in the front and 4 in the back. And here I have some concrete deck blocks for 4" by 4" beams, and I'll be using these as my supports for the decking. Now getting back to the top, you can see that there's a huge gap right here. There's about 3 inches of gap here, and so we're going to need to raise this deck up so it can be level with the pool. If we leave this to continue, it will continue to sink and it will sink unevenly, so the entire deck can potentially collapse over time. The first thing I'll do is I'll lay a level here so that we can use this as a guide to lift the deck up to where it needs to be. Today I'll be using a floor jack to help me lift the deck. This is a 3-ton Pittsburgh low profile floor jack, and it's more than enough to lift the weight that I'm lifting today. I'll be attaching these beams under these floor joists here, and I'll place them right next to the existing beams. Here I'm cutting a piece of scrap wood to length to help me lift this entire deck. You can cut this piece of wood about 6 inches shorter than the deck. Today I'm using a chop saw to chop all my wood. This is also known as a compound miter saw. Before I start using the jack, I'm going to be placing 2 pieces of wood under the wheels to prevent it from sinking into the dirt. To begin jacking up this deck, I'll be placing this beam right here on the jack and making sure that it lines up with this joist. Once the beam is nice and straight, I'll start jacking it up until it engages the joist. You don't want to go too fast when jacking this up. You want to go as slow as possible while using your ears to hear if anything is snapping or breaking. You are going to hear a lot of creaking and bending, but that's normal when you're jacking up a deck like this. One thing I'm starting to notice as I'm jacking this up is that the beams are moving out of the ground now, and they definitely sank into the ground because there's nothing supporting these beams underneath. I'm going to continue lifting the deck until it becomes level with the top of the pool. And here you can see that it's starting to look just about level with the top of the pool now. Now we're going to take a look underneath and see exactly where the beams are. And here you can see the center beam that we're working on now is completely rotted away in the bottom. And that is because it's in direct contact with the ground and it's probably been here for a very long time. And even though it's pressure treated wood, it will only last up to a certain point. This is one of the main reasons why I'm choosing to use concrete deck supports, because concrete will not deteriorate like this wood did. So while we leave this jacked up, I'll take this concrete support and put it directly under the joist that I need to use. Then I'll take a measurement of the length of beam that I need. One of the great things about these deck supports is that it's specifically designed for these 4x4 beams, and it makes it a lot easier to work with. This can be a tight fit, so if you have to jack the deck up just a little bit to get the beam under there, you can go right ahead and jack it up to give you clearance so you can get the beam underneath there. Once the beam is in place, you can release the jack and drop the deck down on top of that beam. Now this part of the deck is sitting on the new beam, and the concrete support is doing a great job of dispersing the weight. And here you can see that the original beam is just shaking around. Now we're going to secure the top of the new beam with the joist. And here I'm going to be using 3.5-inch screws, which are specially coated for outdoor use. Here's a closer look of this decking screw. Before we drive these screws in, I'll be using this drill bit to pre-drill the holes, and then I'll drive the screw in. I'll be pre-drilling these holes in a 45-degree angle so that we'll be able to drive these screws in right into the joists. For each beam, I'll be putting 2 screws, one on each side. Now my first beam is complete and I have 7 more to go. Here you can see that the concrete base offers a lot more support at the bottom of the deck. It will allow the deck to be much more stable, and it'll prevent it from sinking because the surface area that the concrete covers is much larger than the original setup. I also don't have to worry about any wood rotting away because now the base is made out of solid concrete and it does not deteriorate like wood. Here you can see that this area of the deck is level with the pool. Now we want to continue to do this all the way through until the entire deck is level with this pool. Now I'm going to reposition this level to do the next beam. I'll be installing the next beam on this joist. So here I'm going to position my concrete base again. Now I'm going to take a measurement of the length of beam that I need because on this part of the deck it's pretty much level, and so I'll just cut this piece of beam and install it for added support. Now I'm going to lift the deck with the jack so I can be able to fit this beam under this joist. Now it's time to secure the second beam to this joist. Today was really an emergency fix because the pool is being used, and I can tell you right now that it is about 110 degrees under this deck. Everyone wants to use the pool on 90-degree days. Here is a look at the second beam that's in place, and you're going to notice that the original beam has a little bit of space there. This usually happens when you're jacking up the deck and those nails become separated from the beam. Now we've leveled the deck that is up against the pool and everything is good in the center here. Now we're going to do the corners. I'm going to shift this level over all the way to the corner and we're going to level this out. Once again, you want to go slow when you're doing this. Keep your eyes and ears open at all times. If you hear or see something out of the ordinary, you can stop, lower the jack, and then start again in a different spot. This particular saw that I'm using only has a 10-inch blade. And for those of you who are like me cutting a 4-inch beam, you're going to notice here, if we take a closer look, that I'm not going fully through that beam with this blade because the blade is not big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this until I'm able to cut in 2 different spots and it'll go right through the beam. So that's just a little tip for you guys in case you're having that issue. You just have to make sure that your cut lines are lined up and it'll be a perfect cut. When you're installing these beams, you want to make sure you use a level just to have an idea of where it sits and to make sure that it's plumb. Now I'm moving this level to the back part of the deck and I can see that it's not level over here, so we're going to need to raise this up a little bit. Once again, when I'm cutting this, you're going to see me rotate the beam so I can fully go through it because the saw blade is not big enough. And here I've got a nice clean cut. If you look here in the back directly in front of me here at the center of the deck, it can really use a support here. I know there's one there a couple feet away, but I think it would do a lot better if the support was a little bit further to the back. So we're going to install one right there at that point. It's going to add a lot more stability to this deck, and as you can see, it's not fully level there. It's a little bit off, and so we can be able to raise this back part of the deck up a little bit, and we can give this part of the deck a much better support. Here again, I'm going to keep a close eye on the level here, and I'll jack this up until it gets to the level point. Now I'm going to take my measurement while this is jacked up, and I'll make my cut. Here you can see that the old supports have a little gap there, and that shows that it's not supporting that part of the deck anymore. The new supports are now supporting the weight of this deck in the back. Now I'm going to work on the front left side of this deck, and you can see that someone put two supports here, and they even placed wood underneath them to give them added support and prevent them from sinking. It looks like it sank before and they tried to solve the problem by doing this. I'll go right ahead and put an additional support here that is much more stable, because eventually this wood will rot and the deck will sink at that point again. It's always better to take the opportunity and do it now, because it'll take a lot more work to drag out all these tools and everything else to get it done later on. Here I'm going to add another support on the outer part of this deck in the back, and this is going to be my second to last support. Once again, I'm just checking the level of the deck to make sure that it looks good, and this point of the deck actually looks level. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the support anyway, just to prevent it from sinking later on. And here I'm putting my 8th and final support at the end of this deck. And as you can see, I had to move a couple things out of the way, and I'm gonna squeeze this support right in between here, and I want to put the support to engage this part of the deck. And here in the bottom, as you can see, the base barely fit there, but as long as it's right below the joist, we are all set to go. I've already cut my beam here, and I'm just gonna position it into the base, and then I'll jack this up and I'll be able to slip the beam right under that joist. Here I was able to jack up the edge of this joist, and now our beam is in place, and that is all set to be secured to that joist. Here is a look at the final support and the beam there, and I'm liking the way that turned out. And I'm able to now push everything back in place and cover up that base as well as the beam. Here is a look at all the supports that we added underneath this deck to make everything level, and more importantly, making it much safer. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8 supports. Now we don't have to worry about this deck sinking anymore or anyone tripping up there, and we can be a lot safer, and we have extended the life of this deck. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel to continue to get more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.